ओके आंटी, मैं पढ़ती हूँ। मुचकुंद की मुक्ति। जब श्री कृष्ण नगर से बाहर आए तो काल्यवन ने प्रथम बार श्री कृष्ण के दर्शन किए, जो पीत वस्त्रधारी तथा असाधारण रूप से सुंदर थे। काल वन के सैनिकों के समूह के मध्य से जाते हुए श्री कृष्ण ऐसे शोभ्यमान हो रहे थे जैसे मेघ समूह के मध्य चलता हुआ चंद्रमा शोभित होता है। सौभाग्यवश काल्यवन को श्री कृष्ण के वक्ष पर के एक विशिष्ट चिन्ह श्री वत्स की रेखाओं के दर्शन हुए। श्री कृष्ण के कंठ में पड़ी हुई कौस्तुभ मणि के दर्शन भी काल्यवन ने किए। काल्यवन ने चतुर्भुज सुदृढ़ शरीर तथा नव विकसित कमल दल के समान लोचनों वाले विष्णु रूप श्री कृष्ण के दर्शन किए। मनोहर भाल और सुंदर स्मित मुख से युक्त चंचल भौहें तथा चलायमान कुंडलों वाले श्री कृष्ण आनंद मूर्ति प्रतीत हो रहे थे। श्री कृष्ण के दर्शन के पूर्व काल यवन ने उनके विषय में नारद जी से रखा सुना था, और अब नारद जी के वर्णों की पुष्टि हो गई। उन्होंने श्री कृष्ण के विशिष्ट लक्षणों तथा उनके वक्ष पर के रत्नों को देखा। उसने श्री कृष्ण के अति सुंदर कमल माला, उनके कमल नयनों तथा उसी के समान अन्य मनोहर शारीरिक लक्षणों के दर्शन किए। उसने निष्कर्ष निकाला कि यह मनोहर व्यक्ति निश्चय ही वासुदेव है, क्योंकि नारद द्वारा पहले से सुने हुए सभी विवरण श्री कृष्ण की उपस्थिति से प्रमाणित हो जाते थे। श्री कृष्ण को बिना शस्त्रों तथा रथ के उनकी सेना में से गुजरते हुए देखकर काल यवन चकित हो गया। वे पैदल चल रहे थे। काल यवन श्री कृष्ण से युद्ध करने आया था, फिर भी वह इतना सिद्धांतवादी था कि उसने भी कोई शस्त्र नहीं लिया। उसने श्री कृष्ण से द्वंद्व युद्ध करने का निश्चय किया। इस प्रकार वह श्री कृष्ण से युद्ध करके उन्हें बंदी बनाने के लिए तत्पर हो गया।
So we heard last week when we were reading that Kalyavan was a son of Gargamuni. Gargamuni's son with a Yavana daughter, the king of a Yavan, right? That's what we heard last time. And he had got irritated with the Yadus that because he was being ridiculed, and so the Yadus were laughing at him. So he got irritated, and he wanted a son who was gonna be like a threat to them, and that's why this Kalyavan was born. And then now Kalyavan, he's able to see Krishna in his Vasudev feature, four-handed form. He's not seeing Shamsundar Krishna, he's seeing Vasudev Krishna. And he's appreciating beauty also of Krishna. He's seeing that he's beautiful, smiling face, restless eyebrows, handsome forehead. So that's something to note also, that Kalyavan is also appreciating the beauty of Krishna. And he has the principles that, oh, Krishna is walking, he's not on a chariot. And so I should also not be on a chariot. And Krishna has no weapons in hand. So even I will not fight with any weapon. I will fight with hand to hand. So the principles are still being observed by him. Although he wants to kill Krishna, although he wants to defeat him, but he's still observing the principles of fighting.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is after Kans has passed away, right? After the killing of Kans, right?
Yeah, after Kans.
How come he has more enemies? Because Kans is already gone, no?
Then because Jarasandh was there. Jarasandh was Kans' father-in-law. So Jarasandh got irritated, oh, you killed my son-in-law, my daughter, you know. So Jarasandh tried to fight with Krishna 17 times. Now the 18th time he was coming, and Kalyavan was also coming. And so that's why Krishna made Dwarka. He transported everyone to Dwarka.
किंतु श्री कृष्ण काल यवन की ओर दृष्टिपात किए बिना आगे बढ़ते गए, और काल यवन उन्हें बंदी बनाने की इच्छा से उनका अनुगमन करने लगा। किंतु तीव्र गति से दौड़ने पर भी वह श्री कृष्ण को नहीं पकड़ सका। मन की गति से चलने वाले योगियों के द्वारा भी श्री कृष्ण को नहीं पकड़ा जा सकता है। उन्हें केवल भक्ति पद का अनुसरण करने वालों के द्वारा प्राप्त किया जा सकता है और काल यवन को भक्ति का अभ्यास नहीं था। वह श्री कृष्ण को पकड़ना चाहता था, किंतु ऐसा करने में असमर्थ होकर वह पीछे पीछे जा रहा था।
So what is the only way that we can capture Krishna?
Bhakti.
Yeah.
Devotion.
Yeah, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. Only by devotional service that you can know me. So if we at all want to understand Krishna, if we want to capture Krishna in our mind, we say, let me fix my mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So it has to be done through bhakti, not otherwise. When we want to fix our mind at the lotus feet of Krishna, means we want to capture Krishna by our mind, right? By our heart, we want to capture him in our heart. How is that going to happen? Only by devotional service, by following the path of devotional service. So the more we hear and chant, more we hear and chant. Like we sing the Damodar Ashtakam every year for a month, that Krishna can be captured only by devotees. He's conquered by devotees' pure love. We sing that every year in Kartik month. And Krishna can be conquered. He's God, but he allows himself to be conquered. How? By the love. And love for Krishna is there in everyone's heart. It's not that it's only for some people, only for particular people. No, each and every living entity has love for God. We just have to revive it. So the more we hear and chant, we can revive our love for God.
काल यवन ने अत्यंत तीव्र गति से दौड़ना प्रारंभ कर दिया और वह सोच रहा था, अब मैं समीप आ गया हूँ, अब मैं उन्हें पकड़ लूंगा, किंतु वह उन्हें पकड़ न सका। श्री कृष्ण उसे दूर ले गए और एक पर्वत की गुफा में प्रविष्ट हो गए। काल यवन ने सोचा कि श्री कृष्ण उनसे युद्ध करने से बचने के लिए गुफा में आश्रय ले रहे हैं। वह इन शब्दों में उनकी भर्त्सना करने लगा, अरे कृष्ण, मैंने सुना था कि तुम यदुवंश में जन्मे एक महान शूरवीर हो, किंतु मैं देखता हूँ कि तुम एक कायर के भांति युद्ध से मुख मोड़कर भाग रहे हो। यह तुम्हारे वंश की परंपरा तथा तुम्हारे नाम के योग्य नहीं है। तीव्रता से दौड़ते हुए काल्यवन श्री कृष्ण का अनुगमन कर रहा था, किंतु तब भी वह उन्हें नहीं पकड़ सका, क्योंकि वह पापी जीवन के समस्त दोषों से मुक्त नहीं था।
Please read the next one also.
Okay. वैदिक संस्कृति के अनुसार ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय तथा वैश्य आदि उच्च वर्गों के लोग तथा श्रमिक वर्ग भी जो विधि विधानों का पालन नहीं करते हैं, वे मलेच्छ अथवा यवन कहलाते हैं। वैदिक समाज की योजना इस प्रकार की गई है कि संस्कार नामक सांस्कृतिक उत्कर्ष अथवा शुद्धिकरण की विधि से शूद्र भी धीरे धीरे ब्राह्मणों के पद तक उन्नति कर सकते हैं। वैदिक धर्म ग्रंथों के मतानुसार कोई भी जन्म से ब्राह्मण अथवा मलेच्छ नहीं होता है। जन्म से सभी शूद्र होते हैं। शुद्धिकरण की विधि द्वारा व्यक्ति ब्राह्मणत्व के स्तर तक अपनी उन्नति करता है। यदि वह ऐसा न करके अपना और भी पतन कर लेता है, तब वह मलेच्छ अथवा यवन कहलाता है। काल यवन भी यवनों अथवा मलेच्छों के वर्ग में से एक था। वह पापों से दूषित था और श्री कृष्ण के समीप नहीं पहुंच सका। अवैध काम, भोग, मांस भक्षण, जुआ खेलने तथा नशा करने के जिन सिद्धांतों को उच्च वर्गों के लिए वर्जित किया गया है, वह मलेच्छों या यवनों के जीवन के अविभाज्य अंश है। इस प्रकार के पापों से बद्ध होने पर व्यक्ति ईश्वर साक्षात्कार की दिशा में कोई प्रगति नहीं कर सकता है। भगवत गीता में पुष्टि की गई है कि पापों के फलों से पूर्ण रूप से मुक्त होने वाला व्यक्ति ही भक्ति अथवा कृष्ण भावना अमृत में संलग्न हो सकता है।
So Krishna was going ahead and Kalyavan was running behind him. Kalyavan is thinking, oh, Krishna is afraid of me. He's afraid of me, so he's running away. Doesn't know how Krishna is trying to trick him. And so he's telling him, this Kalyavan is rebuking. I thought you're a great hero, but what you're doing? You're running away. You don't have any care for your name, your family tradition. What are you doing? You're a coward. You're running away. But Kalyavan could not catch Krishna. Why? Why?
Because he wasn't pure.
That's right. He's sinful. He's
Yeah.
sinful. And he's not engaging in devotional service. He's not trying to get Krishna out in a mood of service. He does not have that service attitude toward Krishna. Now, Krishna made the Vedic society as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. These four are in the Vedic society, following the Vedic principles. And the ones who don't follow the Vedic principles are called Malechas or Yavanas. Means in the Vedic times, the Malechas and Yavanas were considered outcasts. Why? Because they were not following the Vedas. So we can see now practically none of us are following the Vedas. And so practically the whole world falls in that category. Means what? Not following the Vedas means not the do's and don'ts. The Vedas tell us, don't engage in sinful activity, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. And we are like, oh, why should I follow the Veda? Then in the Vedic society, I will be called a Yavan or a Malecha, means an outcast. So in Kali Yuga, everyone is born a Shudra. Bhagavatam says that in Kali Yuga, we are all born a Shudra. We have to qualify ourselves. We have to qualify ourselves, bring ourselves to the Brahmanical platform. We have to stop engaging in the lower activities, stop engaging in sinful activities, and cultivate the Brahmanical qualities in us. Cultivate that Brahmanical qualities. And Krishna says that if we are sinful, we won't be able to approach him. Because our mind, because we are sinful, our consciousness is sinful, then automatically the consciousness is not there for God realization. He says that. And so if we really want to advance in self-realization, in God realization, we have to stop our sinful activities, because the sinful activities, they cloud our consciousness and we are not able to follow what we are supposed to do. We are not able to understand, oh, how I should act. Like the other day we were reading, in one of our readings we were reading, right? We are getting more and more entangled, more and more entangled. And so when we are engaging in sinful activity, the yarn, we are entangling it more and more. We are not able to open it, get ourselves free from it. So that's why Krishna first says, you stop engaging in sinful activity and you engage in devotional service. Like the doctor, if we go to the doctor and say, my dear doctor, I'm really sick, I have a bad stomach pain. So he'll say, okay, you take your pills and don't eat fried food, don't eat spicy, don't, all the don'ts he will give us. I'll say, it's okay, I will take my pills also and I will do these things also. It is going to take us longer time. It will take us longer time to get better and we will suffer also. The stomach ache will continue for longer time. So similarly, the Vedas are giving us the do's and the don'ts. The do's, hearing and chanting, worshipping, remembering Krishna. Don't engage in the four sinful activities: intoxication, meat eating, gambling, and illicit sex.
जब श्री कृष्ण ने गिरी कंदरा में प्रवेश किया, तब काल्यवन विभिन्न कठोर शब्दों से भर्त्सना करते हुए उनका अनुगमन करता रहा। श्री कृष्ण अचानक असुर की दृष्टि से ओझल हो गए, किंतु काल्यवन उनका अनुगमन करता गया और वह भी गुफा में प्रविष्ट हो गया। उसने कंदरा के भीतर सर्वप्रथम एक व्यक्ति को सोते हुए देखा। काल्यवन श्री कृष्ण से युद्ध करने को अत्यंत अधीर था। जब उसने वहां श्री कृष्ण को नहीं देखा अपितु उनके स्थान पर एक व्यक्ति को सोते हुए देखा, तो उसने सोचा कि श्री कृष्ण उस कंदरा में सो रहे हैं। काल्यवन को अपने बल का बहुत घमंड था और उसने विचार किया कि श्री कृष्ण उससे युद्ध करने से बचना चाहते हैं। अतएव सोए हुए व्यक्ति को श्री कृष्ण समझकर उसने उस पर एक तीव्र पदाघात किया। वहां सोया हुआ व्यक्ति वहां दीर्घ काल से सो रहा था। काल्यवन के पादघात से वह जब उसकी निद्रा टूटी तो उसने तत्काल अपने नेत्र खोलकर समस्त दिशाओं में देखा। अंततः उसने अपने समीप खड़े काल्यवन को देखा। उस व्यक्ति की निद्रा असमय में भंग कर दी गई थी, अतएव वह अत्यंत क्रोधित था। जब उसने क्रुद्ध भाव से काल्यवन पर दृष्टिपात किया तो उसके नेत्रों से अग्नि की ज्वाला निकलने लगी और क्षण मात्र में काल्यवन जलकर भस्म हो गया।
So we can see, we just heard that Kalyavan was sinful and that's why he was not able to capture Krishna. Now we can see what is the effect of sins. When we are sinful, Kalyavan is not able to understand, oh, what is Krishna doing? He's not able to understand. He's thinking Krishna is afraid of him. He's not able to understand why is Krishna entering the cave? What's happening? So his consciousness is so clouded. Is a very good example for us. Our consciousness gets clouded. We are not able to understand what is God trying to tell me? What is Krishna trying to tell me? What does he want me to do? And then also makes us puffed up and proud. You know, we get why we are so puffed up. I have something, oh, I'm so great. Oh yeah, I have this, I'm so great, proud. We get that, isn't it? He was so proud, he's thinking Krishna is afraid of him. And that's why he's running. And now he's so afraid that he's lying down over there. And then, oh, he's so afraid he's lying down. I'm going to kick him and I'm going to wake him up and I'm going to kill him. This is what's going on in Kalyavan's mind. It didn't occur to him that why would Krishna run from me? Why would he be sleeping in a cave? Just now he was running. Why would he just suddenly lie down? Was not able to think. This is what happens to us when we are like so muddled up in our things, our material desires, our thinking, our intelligence gets so clouded. So that's the reason. Again and again, the point is stress. We need to hear and chant, so at least our consciousness can become clearer. Yeah. And of course, this Kalyavan, the person he kicked woke up and he's looking at Kalyavan and gone. Kalyavan is no more, died, burned to ashes. And that's another story that we have to hear. But we can see how the consciousness, it happens to us. It's not only for Kalyavan. We are not able to understand. We make up some things in our head. Consciousness is covered and we start imagining all sorts of things. So we should understand, oh, really, I need to hear and chant to really understand things as they are. Does that make sense?
Yes. Can I show the picture? Because there is this picture in the book. So I just found it.
So share. So let me make you the host or something, because I don't know how to make you.
No, you don't have to make any host. Can you see the picture? See now. Nothing, no. Just see the picture, everyone.
One moment. Let us see.
You just have to see my.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Can you see the picture? There's the.
Yeah, the fire, and then this is Kalyavan, right?
Burnt Kalyavan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the person
who was Muchukunda. He's lying down.
Yeah.
And he got up and now he's looked at Kalyavan and immediately Kalyavan just burns. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
So then,
जब महाराज परीक्षित ने काल यवन के भस्म होने की इस घटना को सुना, तब उन्होंने सुखदेव गोस्वामी से उस शयन करते हुए व्यक्ति के विषय में पूछा। वह कौन था? वह वहां क्यों शयन कर रहा था? उसने इतनी शक्ति किस प्रकार प्राप्त की थी कि उसके दृष्टिपात से ही काल्यवन तत्क्षण भस्म हो गया? ऐसा किस प्रकार हुआ कि वह गिरी कंदरा में शयन कर रहा था? उन्होंने अनेक प्रश्न श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी के समक्ष प्रस्तुत किए और श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी ने निम्न प्रकार से उत्तर दिया।
So we have been reading this Krishna book is a part of Bhagavatam, where Sukadev Goswami is narrating the Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And we can see Parikshit Maharaj, he puts these questions to Sukadev Goswami every now and then to make the Bhagavatam more relishable. So he's suddenly asking, who's this personality? What happened? How come he has so much power? Suddenly he can burn someone. Why is he sleeping? So then Sukadev Goswami answers.
प्रिय राजन, उस पुरुष का जन्म राजा इक्ष्वाकु के महान परिवार में हुआ था। भगवान रामचंद्र का जन्म भी इसी परिवार में हुआ था। वह महान राजा मानधाता का पुत्र था। वह स्वयं भी एक महापुरुष था और मुचुकुंद के नाम से प्रसिद्ध था। राजा मुचुकुंद ब्राह्मण संस्कृति के वैदिक सिद्धांतों का अत्यंत दृढ़ता से पालन करता था और वह सत्य प्रतिज्ञ था। वह इतना बलशाली था कि असुरों से युद्ध करते समय इंद्र आदि देवता भी उनकी सहायता की याचना करते थे और इस प्रकार अनेक बार देवताओं की रक्षा करने के लिए उन्होंने असुरों से युद्ध किया था।
So
Should I read or?
Okay. And just
Okay,
Muchukunda,
sorry.
there's these two dynasties. One comes from the sun god and one comes from the moon god. So the sun god dynasty, Ikshvaku, that's the Surya Vanshi. So Muchukunda is coming in the Surya Vanshi. Lord Krishna, he appears in Yadu dynasty from the moon god, starts from the moon god. So this is in the sun god dynasty. Whenever Krishna comes in the form of a human being, then he comes in either in these two dynasties, either in the sun or in the moon, when he's playing the part of a great personality as a great king. So then Muchukunda, great Brahmanical power, great king, he was so great that even the demigods are asking him for help. The demigods are asking him for help, that please come and help us to fight. Yeah.
Okay. Should I read?
Please.
Okay. कार्तिकेय के नाम से विख्यात देवताओं के सेनापति राजा मुचुकुंद के युद्ध कौशल से अत्यंत प्रसन्न थे। किंतु एक बार कार्तिकेय ने राजा से कहा कि वह असुरों से युद्ध करने में अत्यंत कष्ट उठा चुके हैं, अतः अब वह युद्ध से अवकाश लेकर विश्राम करेंगे। सेनापति कार्तिकेय ने राजा मुचुकुंद को संबोधित किया। प्रिय राजन, देवताओं के हेतु आपने अपना सर्वसह बलिदान दिया है। आपका राज्य किसी प्रकार के शत्रु के भय से मुक्त एवं उत्तम राज्य था, किंतु आपने अपना राज्य त्याग दिया, अपने ऐश्वर्य तथा संपत्ति की उपेक्षा की और अपने व्यक्तिगत महत्व आकांक्षा की पूर्ति की भी चिंता नहीं की। देवताओं के लिए असुरों से युद्ध करते समय आप अपने राज्य से दीर्घ काल तक अनुपस्थित रहे और उस अनुपस्थिति के कारण समय अनुसार आपके परिवार, आपकी संतान, आपके संबंधियों तथा आपके मंत्रीगण का स्वर्गवास हो चुका है। काल किसी भी मानव की प्रतीक्षा नहीं करता है। अब यदि आप अपने घर लौट भी जाएंगे तो वहां आपको कोई भी जीवित नहीं मिलेगा। काल का प्रभाव अत्यंत बलवान होता है। काल इतना शक्तिशाली तथा बलवान है क्योंकि यह श्री भगवान का एक प्रतिनिधि है। अतएव काल बलवानता में व्यक्ति से भी बलवान है। काल का प्रभाव बिना किसी कठिनाई के सूक्ष्म वस्तुओं में भी परिवर्तन ला सकता है। काल की गति को कोई नहीं रोक सकता है। जिस प्रकार पशुपालक मदारी अपनी इच्छा के अनुसार पशुओं को वश में कर लेता है, उसी भांति काल भी वस्तुओं में अपनी इच्छा अनुसार समंजन कर लेता है। महाकाल के द्वारा किया गया प्रबंध में भी कोई भी हस्तक्षेप नहीं कर सकता है।
So since Muchukunda was fighting on behalf of the demigods so much, Kartikeya, who is the commander of the demigods, is telling him that you have really sacrificed yourself for us. You're protecting us since so many years, and time has passed by. You see, time is relative. In the earthly planets, time moves in a different pace than for the demigods. For example, we might say that even a life of an ant compared to a human being, or there are so many beings of these, what do you say, moths, that they might be born at night and then they'll die by the morning. That's our night, and by our morning they are dead. But for them, it's their whole lifetime. It's 100 years for them. They were born, they grew up, they had their babies, they grew old, and then they died. Similarly, for us, we may think, oh, my 100 years is so long. But when we go higher, for the demigods, our what is that?
1 day is equal to 6 months of demigods.
Yeah. So our one
No,
day,
their 1 day. Sorry,
that's
their
why. Our 6 months is equal to
Sorry.
one day for them.
Yeah.
And what to speak about Lord Brahma, we can't even calculate. 1,000 Chaturyugas is 12 hours of his. So now Muchukunda was in the heavenly kingdoms, and all his family, his dear ones, have gone away. They've gone away. Influence of time. Krishna says to Arjuna, time I am. Krishna is time. In his impersonal feature, Krishna takes away everything. We may say, I don't want to surrender to Krishna. Why should I surrender to Krishna? But in the form of death, we have to surrender to Krishna. We have to, but time takes us away, takes everything away from us. And so time adjusts things according to its own will. Means this is Krishna's will, the will of God, the supreme will of God, the most benevolent will of God, the most merciful will of God. Time is the most merciful will of God. Its arrangement is made by Krishna, and Krishna is most merciful. And time is eternal. We can't fight time. Influence of time is strong. So the influence of the time is on deteriorating effect can be seen. The deteriorating effect of time can be seen on matter. Everything material has a birth date and a death date. As soon as we are born, 1 day old, just born, newborn baby, 1 day old, already the time has started ticking, old already, 1 day old. So this is how the time is the effect, but time does not affect the soul. There is time in the spiritual world, yes, but it does not have the deteriorating effect. It does not deteriorate anything and anyone in the spiritual world. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So it's already 1:35 and we are at this interesting point, but I think we might have to stop. What do you think?
I don't know if everybody is okay. I can read for another 10 minutes.
5 minutes, or maybe just these 2 paragraphs you can just read, then we will know what happens.
Okay. मुचुकुंद को इस प्रकार संबोधित करते हुए देवताओं ने उससे कहा कि मुक्ति के वरदान के अतिरिक्त वह उससे अपनी रुचि के अनुसार कोई भी वरदान मांग ले। भगवान विष्णु के अतिरिक्त और कोई भी प्राणी मुक्ति देने में समर्थ नहीं है। अतएव भगवान विष्णु अथवा श्री कृष्ण का दूसरा नाम मुकुंद है, क्योंकि वह मुक्ति दे सकते हैं। राजा मुचुकुंद अनेक वर्षों से सोए नहीं थे। वह युद्ध के कर्तव्यों में संलग्न थे और इसीलिए बहुत थके हुए थे। अतः जब देवताओं ने वरदान मांगने को कहा तो मुचुकुंद को केवल निद्रा का विचार आया। उन्होंने इस प्रकार उत्तर दिया, देवताओं में श्रेष्ठ प्रिय कार्तिकेय, मैं अब सोना चाहता हूँ। मैं आपसे यह वरदान चाहता हूँ कि जो कोई भी मेरी निद्रा में बाधा डालने का प्रयास करे और मुझे असमय उठाए, उसे मैं केवल एक दृष्टिपात से भस्म कर दूं। कृपया मुझे यह वरदान दीजिए। देवता कार्तिकेय सहमत हो गए और उन्होंने यह ही वरदान दिया कि वह पूर्ण विश्राम ग्रहण करने में समर्थ होंगे। तदंतर राजा मुचुकुंद ने पर्वत की गुफा में प्रवेश किया।
So Kartikeya is saying, okay, I can give you any boon you want, but not liberation. We can see that the demigods also, they have a limit. What kind of boon they can give us? They can give us a boon, a material boon. They cannot bring us out of the material world. Kartikeya, very, very powerful. He's the commander of the demigods, so very powerful personality. Many people also worship him. You know, when he, I think he's worshipped in Malaysia as Murugan or Murugan
Yeah,
or
South India, South India,
South
South India.
India.
Yeah, Murugan. Yeah.
Yeah. So very powerful. So many people worship him. But he can't get us out of the material world, cannot give liberation. He's outrightly telling Muchukunda, you can ask me something, but don't ask me for liberation. I can't give you that. Only Krishna can give us liberation and no one else. And that's the reason Krishna is called Mukunda. Mukunda, giver of liberation. Only Krishna. If we really want liberation, we really want to get out of here, then we have to surrender to Krishna. Surrender to Krishna. Try to understand who's Krishna. Understand his supreme position. To understand what is our position in relation to God. So now Muchukunda, he was really exhausted. Imagine, he's been fighting for so long that time has passed by, his dynasty is gone. Well, I wouldn't say dynasty, but his loved ones have all gone away. No one's there. So he just wants to take some rest. I don't know if you all have ever felt that you're really so tired and you say, okay, I wish I could just sleep now. I don't want to do anything else. So this is what Muchukanda is thinking. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to sleep and nobody disturb me. If you're going to disturb me, you're going to burn to ashes. That's what he wants Kartikeya to tell him. He's like thinking, otherwise again the demigods might come and wake me up, come and fight. I don't want to deal with anything. I want to take complete rest. And so Kartikeya is also telling him, okay, sure, you have this blessings from me. And we can continue with it either tomorrow or next week. Anyone add or comment on whatever we read today?
I just have in a context like of the time, there was the story of Revati, the princess, and his father and Narad Muni took them to Brahma Ji, right?
Yeah.
And then they just went there for a second or something. And when they came, so many yugas have passed on earth. And then now, because they had passed so much time period that they were really big and they were powerful and their size was very big, and the people have got shortened by the time has passed. So the father said, now where will I find the daughter for my the son-in-law for my daughter now? Where will I find a husband? And I think Balramji married, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so as you rightly said, that time for Lord Brahma is just one moment or something. For us here, thousands of years have passed by in his one moment. So yeah, that's how it is. Very relative. Time is relative. So we might think, oh, my 100 years are not passing by, but the demigods or Lord Brahma, they can look down at us and see, what are these people so busy for? They're barely going to last any moment. They're going to die. As we look around at the lower species of life. So similarly. So it's in our best interest that we continue hearing and chanting to go back home, back to Godhead, get out of this circle, this wheel of material world.
Like you just mentioned about the ant and the fireflies, that they just, so that's how it is for us.
Yeah, for us.
Right?
Yeah. For us, we'll say, oh, their life is barely anything. Why are they struggling so much? This is how the higher beings look at us.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and listening in today. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai, Hare Krishna.